Okay, welcome back. So now what we're going to do is we are going to set up some master pages, and we are going to set up a grid, a layout grid to follow. So what we want to do here is we want to go up to this little guy right over here in the top corner of our flyout menu bar, and it's also F12 or function F12, or possibly even for you command F12, depending on the setup you have in your Mac OS. So I'm going to click on this guy and get my pages, and this guy here you can actually drag it right off. I can drag this entire chunk outside. I personally don't like this whole thing. For me, it gets in my way and it's really annoying, so I like to have my little panels, you know, on their own, floating around. So right now what we see is we've got two different chunks here. We've got the top chunk, which kind of displays what we see. We got no style, and we've got an A master style. And you'll see because we have facing pages selected, we have two pages side by side. These are the facing pages. Down here in this section, this is my actual working document. And this is, I only have one page right now. And you notice that little A guy, there's an A up in the top right hand corner. And you see when I mouse over it, the actual little floating icon tells me that that the A master is automatically applied. So this master page is automatically applied to this working document. So for example, if I was to go up over to, I'm going to make a couple more pages here, and how I make new pages is just go down here to the very bottom. I can create a new page and I can delete selected pages. I'm going to create new pages. I'm going to click on there's one. You'll see the new page is created down below it on the left hand side, and I click again, and now I've got two pages. And notice these pages are facing each other. Just like in a book, when you see that you've got a cover, which is right here, and then you open up the book and you have the inside on your left hand side page, and then you've got an inside right hand side page. So for example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over here and just kind of show you how this works. The A master, I'm going to click up here and make sure my A master is selected. I'm going to click inside here, and it's clicked on here, and you'll know it's selected because this is all, the A master is blacked out and you've got your selection colored in. So what I'm doing is I'm only working right now in the left hand side of the page, and whatever I do here is going to be reflected on any left hand page, and also whatever I do on the right hand side page of the A master will be reflected in the right hand side of the working document. So for example, if I was to go over here, I'm just going to draw a box, and I'm going to hit F5 to bring up my colors, and I'm going to color this black. You will see right off the bat I've got a little dotted line showing that there is a box being drawn. It's right over there. It's showing up real time. Now watch this guy. I'm going to click on black. Gives me a stroke because right now only the stroke has been applied. If I was to go up over here and flop this, there we go. It's automatically updates live real time. So that is on the A master. And there's the actual box itself. So if I move this around on the A master, move it around like this, if I can have my box tool selected, and I can use my command key as a modifier to get that move tool up also. I can also use the V command, V, which will get my move tool. I can move that around also. If I want to get the direct selection tool, just so you know, it's going to be A. Then I can actually move it around also. Little tip there. So anyway, back to this A master. So I've got this black box. If I want to have something else on the other side, I'm going to click on the other side of the page. I'm going to go over here. For example, I'm just going to draw another box. Hit F5 again to get my colors up. I'm going to make this a cyan or magenta. Click on it. Again, because I have the stroke selected, it automatically applies a stroke. Let's flop that. There we go. I'm just going to cancel that. So now what we have on this master page are two different colors. So for example, if I wanted to flip these guys around, you see everything's happening live. Everything is flopping over. Whatever I do on these two pages reflects globally on any of the pages that this A master here is applied to. So just so you know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually delete these guys, and that is basic A master setup. What we want to do is we want to set up a grid, a layout grid. Layout grids are rather important because it allows you to align text boxes and pictures and anything else to the specific grid to make sure everything lines up. You could take a ruler and you could actually go in here and actually draw stuff out like so, make sure things line up together, etc., just how you want it. And again, this will be applied to whatever page you draw it on. Notice it's applied to this page, not to that page. You could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, I actually use both techniques. I'm just going to get rid of these rulers. What I've found is the fastest and easiest way is to make a text box do the work for your layout, be a layout grid. So I'm going to click on T for my type tool. I'm actually going to go to and click right on the inside of my my type box, highlight it, bring it down, so it's going to link right in, snug right into my margin. This is just an example. So now this is selected. I'm going to hit Command B, and that's going to bring up my text frame options. And it's right over here under the object. And I go down here to somewhere. Yeah, it's got to be here somewhere. Hang on a second. Command B. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to change this. Click on my preview. Preview is important because I want to see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to add some columns here. And usually I add about 6 columns because the more columns you have, the more flexibility you have on your layout. I can change the column width. It doesn't matter. It's really the gutter right here is what I'm changing. And the gutter is the space between these columns. So what you have is you got a column, a gutter, a column, a gutter, a column, a gutter, etc., etc. So then I'm going to leave it at 6. I'm going to go OK. And this is in my master page, right? So then all I want to do is I just want to basically copy this. I can copy it. I'm going to click over to my master page, Command V, paste it. And if it doesn't fit exactly where it's supposed to, the text boxes will automatically snap onto these guides. And you can actually adjust the snap distance. You can adjust it from, say, an inch, and it'll snap, or to, say, a pixel. That's all your own personal preference. So now I've got these grids here. This is my layout grid. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call up my layers, F7, because I've been drawing this grid and everything on my layer 1, the default layer. I'm going to double click on this. I'm going to call this my master grid. Okay. Then I'm going to lock this guy in. The reason why I'm locking it so is because this layer applies to everything. It doesn't apply to my master pages. When I go down to my other pages here, I'm just going to pull this layer out so I can actually see what's going on. This layer is live, is active, so I'm going to lock it so I don't accidentally draw any pictures or anything on this layer. So if I want to get images, for example, I want to make a new layer for my images. I'm going to make a new layer for my body copy, my text. There you go. So that's setting up a master page.